All right, so bringing on Kenny, Kiloz Media. Kenny, can you give me an introduction on yourself and where you're
Yeah,
from? And
definitely. I'm based out of Cleveland, Ohio. I shoot a lot of lowrider content, mostly in this general region, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky. I'm trying to make it out to potentially New York, Chicago, kind of like the more eastern, East Coast or Midwest general region. So, but I mean, I'm I'm everywhere. I'm in California. I was in Portland like a day right before you. So I mean, generally everywhere.
all right,
So
yeah, you have your YouTube channel, and um, so yeah. So what I want to do is I want to start like networking with other photographers and talk
definitely.
about also talk about some of the events that we go to that I don't go
Yeah.
to that you go to that are local to you or in your
Okay.
area versus and then like stuff. So we'll kind of even can even ask back and forth. How was this event? How was that event? And stuff like
Okay.
that. It's something I really want to bring to the table with conversation because people are genuinely curious and so we'll go back to the question you asked me was how do I feel about the me traveling to an event and everybody kind of leaving early. Um, I understand because it was really like it's hot over there, and so in
Okay.
Turlock, it's like it was supposed to be 90 something degrees today,
Okay.
and it was really it is here too, but it's very overcast. So it was humid, so it was almost like
Yeah.
it was gonna rain. So then I
Yeah.
kind of understand why people kind of started to leave because it was getting that real humid heat, and it actually did sprinkle a little bit on my way home, but it was very very minimal.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was an event that I usually try to go to every year. Um, so if you remember, do you remember the website Lay It Low?
Yeah. I remember. I was on lay low.
Okay.
So
Well, so the they started off this barbecue picnic
yeah, I
as the
remember.
Lay It Low reunion picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it's there. So that's why I make the journey.
Okay.
And I
Pay
was
homage.
planning on being there later, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because occasionally out this way, I mean, the lowrider scene is definitely different, but I hate personally when I drive, like if I'm driving anywhere over 2 hours and you get there, there might be like
Mhm.
six lowriders there, and then it's like, then they dip out because nobody else is coming. It's like, yo, I just drove like fucking 6 hours to get here, and there's only
Yeah.
like six cars, and now they're all dipping. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's rough.
you got to figure, yeah, something. I mean, at the end, it's like, well, do I want to do like, let's do some stuff, or these guys want to like, make something
Yeah,
happen, or you kind of just like, oh, I just made this drive, but I like driving. Sometimes it's therapeutic, so sometimes,
yeah,
make that drive. But yeah, I was planning on being there longer, but I saw everybody kind of leaving. I got everything I needed. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna take the opportunity because I got a lot of stuff to do. And then also I
yeah,
wanted to touch base with you. We were supposed to do this in the morning.
yeah.
You busy man.
Yeah, man, it sucks, man. I wish I had some time just to kind of just chill, man. It's chaotic. So, but
Definitely. Yeah. So how was you were at the Majestics, the most recent
yeah,
video you put the Majestics Westside Detroit,
correct.
lowrider pick.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
How was that?
It's always a good time in Michigan. Much love. They always have, for being a motor city, they have a lot of pride in cars as overall. So I mean, the city is very prideful in automotives, and they actually have a pretty good lowrider scene in Michigan. You might think, hey, It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, like a state that you don't really think of too typically of lowriders. But I mean, they have some heavy hitters, so it's always good to go up there and see. And there was a couple of debuts. There was a car, a '57 Rag from Low for Life.
The purple.
He was in yeah, he was in Vegas. This was the first time he brought it out in the street, so I really wanted to make the journey up there and catch that one. A couple cats came from Chicago, Click Car Club. They just established their chapter, so they came out to try to support. And I mean, these are cars being out here. They're competing with the likes of any car in Arizona or California. So I mean, it's nice to see cars to that par. I mean, not every single car, obviously, but I mean, it's always nice to see cars that are top notch that are out this way that are built out here. So
Yeah, that 57's hot. I mean, the okay, I'm gonna blame this on my homeboy. So if he watches this, he's gonna have to understand that he completely missed that car because that was the section he agreed to record because
yeah,
it's my second camera,
yeah,
and I got a little bit of that car on movie, but not on show day,
yeah.
and I didn't see it again, and I was disappointed. But yeah, that's hot right now. That's and I don't know purple. What's up with purple? Because purple is like some of these heavy hitter cars that are coming out, all
Yeah.
busting out in this purple.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite purple is the Mr. Cartoon. He has that 58 from the Lowrider video with Cypress Hill. That one was always the classic. That purple, the way it just
I remember.
dances in the sun. So I mean,
Yep.
beautiful, beautiful ride. So, but I mean, purple's hot. Any color could be hot if you do it right. So I mean, but there are
Yeah.
some heavy hitters with the purples and pinks right now.
Yeah. Definitely. So so when you do that event, I mean, what do you think? I mean, I saw a lot of nice trunks. You know, I'm
Yeah,
looking. Well,
yeah,
I'm just looking. I can refer
yeah,
to
yeah.
it. But I saw a lot of nice stuff, and once again, I commend you on your drone work and the way you do
Appreciate
the
it, appreciate
roofs.
it, appreciate it. Yeah,
If you guys, if, you know, I'm trying to tell you guys, you got to go to Kiloz Media. You got to follow
appreciate
him
it,
on
appreciate it.
Instagram. You got to follow him on his YouTube, his videos. I mean, he's really talented videographer when he does the work at these events that he's doing. So you're gonna enjoy his video, and he puts
Appreciate
music.
it.
I don't. That's
Yeah,
in it, and it's
yeah,
fine. It's fine. So
yeah. No monetization over here. So,
yeah,
so
so yeah, I was, you know, so you had a couple questions we wanted to
yeah,
kind of go
definitely.
over.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there was a couple just general questions. I mean, you're shooting in kind of the Mecca, so it's a little different. But let's say like some people reach out to you and they want you to hit a show that's like 2 or 3 hours away from you, but it's a smaller show. Cars that you typically could see at a larger show that is in that
Mm.
general area that you know you're gonna hit, but they're like, "Hey, can you come out to the show?" How do you handle those? Like, if you know it's not really worth it for you, but you still kind of want to support. Do you charge them, or how do you handle? Because you know
Well, I
that
mean,
the content
well, a
might
lot of
not be on
times,
point. So
yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I mean, so I try to, I really do try to consider show no matter what size it is, the
yeah,
big or small, you know. But it just at the end of the day, if so, say it's a smaller show, but there's nothing else going on,
yeah,
then, you know, I mean, it's sometimes if they're gonna help out with gas, then you know I'm like, all right, I'm all
yeah.
for it. You know, I
Now,
think
touching on
a
that,
reasonable drive is like 3 to 4 hours. Is like the longest. I'm gonna go for just a casual event
yeah,
or barbecue. Um, I would prefer it to be more local.
yeah,
Um, but there's a lot of competition when it comes down to a bigger event and a small event, and then a
yeah,
lot of times some of the real small events they get me last minute.
yeah,
So, oh, I'm already gonna do something bigger. So it really depends on what's going on that exact weekend. If nothing's going on and I have nothing else to do, I'm gonna try to make it because I really do not like to. I like to be at all kinds of events. It's
yeah.
something I've been talking about to people, big or small, barbecues, picnics, car shows, outdoor, indoor. I'm trying to cruises. I try to do whatever I can whenever possible. So
Okay. And out of those shows, how many are actually paying for gas or compensation typically?
very rare,
Very rare. Okay.
very rare. But
Yeah.
it the thing is what I look at is I'm trying to get footage. I'm trying to get stuff,
Yeah.
content. If nothing's going on, then that's value to everything I'm doing because I'm going to get content. I'm going to get footage. I'm going to have stuff. Uh, you know, it depends too. Sometimes they'll pay me to push, the flyer.
Okay.
So maybe, I'll charge like $50 to just do like a flyer push. Nothing. I'm not going to do anything extravagant other than keep posting
Yeah.
the flyers. And what I'll do is if I can do it, I'll go to that event
Okay.
because they took a chance. They placed even the fact that they only maybe they spent 2 months ago they spent $50. Well, if I ain't got nothing else going on or if it fits into my schedule, I'm gonna try to attend it because I'm also promoting it in a way. And what I'm thinking is like they're gonna promote more, they're gonna do more. I mean a lot of the events, if it's a barbecue, you never have to worry about food or drink or
Yeah.
anything like that. And in general, hospitality, most people there. I was, as a matter of fact, today, everybody's out. A couple guys kept offering me water. I had like just got there. I'm like, oh, no, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I'm like, thank you. But people, hey, you want a beer? You want water? You want something? So for the most part, the hospitality's there, and I don't really look at it as like I have to make money completely. There's some shows where I'm traveling and they do pay for the flight and they pay for the hotel. And I was just talking to somebody today, and um, so it's one of those things like, hey, can you come out to here? And I'll be like, well, what can you do? Like, how do because they say, how do I get you out there? And I'll
Yeah.
say, well, you can either pay for the flight, give me a flight and a hotel. And then maybe they're like, okay, so maybe we'll have to split it. Okay, well, give me the flight. And then I'll get the hotel myself. So it just depends. It really
Okay.
does depend on what it is. And a lot of times it's more new and in some places, I've already spent my money to go out there. So I'm always out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something I plan for. But, when it's something new and people are asking me, I'm, pretty much going to ask them the same thing. Are you going to compensate or are you going to pay
Okay.
for it? Yeah. But it's not all about that. If I can get out there on my own dime
Yeah.
and it's affordable with enough notice, because that's what it comes down to. Enough notice for me to say, okay, this is going to be part of what I'm going to do for the year.
Okay.
So yeah,
And then
it's all in timing, really, what it comes to.
yeah. And you're traveling like every weekend now, essentially?
Mhm.
I mean, it's peak season, right? Almost? No?
Man. So this in May, I was out of state 3 times.
Okay.
I was out of state 3 times. Um, Memorial Day, I was actually supposed to travel out on Saturday, but then it was raining all weekend. It was going to be clear on Monday on Memorial Day. So I changed my flight so I could just fly out for Memorial Day. But since locally I was going to be here, there was also individuals car.
Yeah.
They had their picnic and they had a cruise night, and then they also had a cruise night on Sunday. So I did all 3 of those, and I'm running around, walking around, doing all this stuff. Then I go to Seattle. Then I'm running around, walking around over there, and that's a big park. That
Yeah.
was big. I was dead tired.
Yeah.
Tuesday when I was home. Oh man, I did whatever I could edit. I let that ride, and I just like okay, and I rested for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So it's a
rough.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
But you drive a lot. You drive a lot. You drive what? Sometimes you drive like 5, 6 hours.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Chicago is roughly about 6 hours from me, depending exactly where it is. There's individuals down in Indianapolis. So, I mean, I
Hmm.
always like to go out there. That's always a good one down for, I'm sorry, not individual, Good Time Car Club.
Hmm.
That's always a good time. So, yeah, I mean, it's always, I try to do the drive if possible, but I mean, sometimes I'm driving 5 hours to shoot a show all day and I'm booking it back home another 5 hours. So 10 hours in driving. And then I'm out at the show for what, 6 to 8 hours, depending, just running
Yeah.
around trying to get every single car, running with my camera, running with the drone, running with the GoPro. So next thing you know, it's like, man, how many calories did I burn today? So,
Yeah, it's a lot. Not, I've done LA in a day,
yeah,
and that's about 6.5 hours. And
yeah,
if I can get someone to go with me, that makes life a lot easier. At least
yeah,
driving back, because I've done car shows where even I've had to do where like I got a hotel, like say I got a hotel on Saturday night, but the show's Sunday, but I've had to drive out like late.
Yeah.
And then you get to the hotel just to sleep, just to wake up and right to the car show, and then do the car show and drive back. And that's even, sometimes that's even hard to do, even when you do that. I've done a couple of, matter of fact, I did a photo shoot just recently, a couple months ago, the end of April, and I did a turnaround. I did a whole turnaround in 6.5 hours, did a photo shoot was out there, and then came right back.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I know, a lot of people, I don't know if people really realize, like, the things that we're doing, we really hype up shows for the next year. It's really like, it's almost like if you have a quinceañera or if you have any type of wedding or any type of event, you want to kind of save that memory. And we're kind of just creating free advertisement essentially for the next year. I mean, without charging the quinceañera pricing or without that wedding pricing. So, I mean, because we touched on this before. Like, if you're going to go to a show, the first thing you do, YouTube. How was the show last year? Was it worth the drive? Is it not worth the drive? Is there any photos? What am I going to see? So, I mean, and then I've even noticed that out this way, shows are continuously, the ones that I continuously go to every single year, they're continuously to get bigger every single year. So, I mean, and then people are like, hey, I want to go to this show because I know you're going to be there for sure. And I'm trying to get on camera this year. So, I mean.
But that's how I've grown. That's exactly. So, obviously we're here on my custom Vida channel, but that's how Pinches Lowriders really has grown because, and like I said, I don't think a lot of people want to admit it because they know, but I think that being invited back or like when I have to sit there and plead my case to get a press pass at a major event, because you understand that it's an investment for the next show.
Correct.
So when so sometimes they're like, oh, we're cutting back on the media passes. Oh, we're doing this. But then I'm like, okay, so what's up? And they're, oh, well, we got you. And that's where the value is. I know that like the bigger media, they've always tried to contain, what they do. But the thing is that it's us. It's the people, literally the guys on the ground.
Correct.
They're here with the cameras that are maintaining the status quo. And so here's a good example. Like, so I'll look at an event and I'll try to find it on YouTube. Now, no hate on anybody, but if I can't find no decent video, like someone just walking around with their cell phone, like trying, but they put it to YouTube, but they're just walking around. And I'm looking at what's out there and I'm going, oh, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
I definitely got to go. Now, now there's the other hand. So say there's other, videographers. And like I said, maybe I'm happy to pick or choose between a couple shows. So say I look and there's some like, maybe say you're doing the video there and I'm like, oh, they're covered. They don't need me. They got quality video. You know what I mean? Like maybe I want to go because it's something different, but at the same time, I can also decide like, hey, they're getting some pretty solid coverage from the local, YouTuber or videographer, photographer, whatever. And it looks pretty solid. So I'm not going to, maybe I might help, but my numbers might be different, but at the end of the day, I'm like, they're getting quality coverage.
Correct.
Versus I can find the cell phone footage. And, there's a difference between, like some people, there's a couple guys that do some really good cell phone footage. Don't get me wrong. They have the full and they're like really nice. Correct. But then there's some where I found where it's like, it's just handheld, someone just don't. Yeah. It's just a long video. Yeah. And I can't stand that, but
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So I think that there's a lot, there's a lot involved, and it's like I think that the dream is to get paid every time you do it.
Correct.
But I think the thing is, and that's why I make it such like so I make enough. I try to make money off of it to cover my expenses. Honestly, like if I get paid, then I'm not so worried about it. But I try to, like I said, I try to bring, like I tell people, more bang for your buck. Like, trying to show you this stuff. I can be selling you DVDs still. People ask, do you put it on DVD? I said, so you want to pay for it, right? So you want to buy it from me. And they look at me, I'm like, I'm giving it to you for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's free on YouTube versus you want me to burn it on a CD or DVD, and you're gonna buy it off me.
I mean,
And it, yeah, to me, it's kind of weird because I am trying to do it so it's cost effective for me
yeah.
and my people watching it. So,
So since you're talking on touching on people buying stuff, how's the merch moving? You like typically,
um, well, so what I learned from Vegas, um, and when I had Vegas last year, they gave me a booth
yeah,
for promoting, and at the time, that was the kind of the deal. Um, so what I did was I had no merch. So I went and made some shirts, and I only made a small amount, and they
yeah,
sold really good. I mean, just a few. So I only have 3X and 4X left. But the point being is that what I learned now is that the merch sells best when it's right in front of
okay,
people. And I've been talking about this because I'm going to end up coming out with some custom Vida merchandise and stuff eventually. But what makes sense is not to go buy a bunch in bulk, but to buy maybe enough just for a certain event. So
okay,
we're looking at investing in probably like when I have a booth at a certain event, just getting enough stuff for that event. Uh, Maybe for the custom Vida brand, I'm hoping either we have merch before, but more than likely gonna debut most merch in Vegas. So that's
okay.
how it's gonna end up being.
That's cool.
And then for Peaches Lowriders, I have the digital stuff, but people don't really get it,
Yeah,
and um, it hasn't. I haven't really moved anything since the pandemic started because everybody was buying the masks and stuff.
yeah,
But, really hasn't been doing anything. But the thing is I haven't made anything, and I only have like one size. That's it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm probably just gonna end up. I think before anything, I'm gonna make some more hats and
Okay.
then go with that. So I mean, it's just one of those things. I think that I have digital merch on a digital platform. It's print to it's made at when you
Yeah.
print, and but people when they see it in hand, I think they're more likely to buy it.
Now, do you
So,
move stickers a lot, or how does like if you do you have
well, the
anything that
stickers.
moves a lot as far as revenue wise?
So this is a thing I keep telling a lot of people because I use stickers as a business card. And so when I first came out on the scene, I mean, literally, the first show I ever did as Beaches Lowriders was in Arizona, and I came with stickers. And what I learned, because I've made business cards before, they're not relevant. Business cards are, not relevant anymore. Give somebody a sticker, they're going to collect it. They're going to put it. They're either going to save it or they're going to put it in the garage. They're going to put it on their car and
Yeah,
stuff
hold on,
like
you didn't
that.
even gotta say anything. Hold on. Let's pick this up because got a bunch on this table right here.
There you go.
So I mean,
See, exactly.
they're all right here. Every time I pick one up, they're all just kicking it on the table, collecting. So
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Like I said, it's a collector thing. So the the matter of fact, somebody asked me recently that it was last weekend, and they're like, "How do I get one of those stickers?" Because and see, here's the thing. When I talk to other people, they're like, "Well, why don't you sell them?" I said, "I don't want to sell them.
okay,
They're expensive. The clear ones, the
yeah,
ones
yeah.
I make, they're
I've looked
basically a
into it a
dollar.
little bit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, if I make 300, they're $300.
$300. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you get the white stickers, and they're like, I don't know, you get like 300 for probably like $80 or something, right? Or like $100. It just depends on what size. But the point
Yeah,
being is, I got the clear stickers because I wanted people to put them on their car,
yeah,
on the window. Just like some of the other, people, Dream On, Slow Ride, and all those guys,
yeah.
see their stickers and they have big stickers and stuff. I wanted just a simple, thing. And, so to me, when I spend the money and I get the stickers made, a lot of times, and even I had to teach my son this because sometimes he wants to help me, but I say, wait till people ask.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people will say, "Hey, do we have a sticker?" Or they'll say, "Hey, I watch your videos." So when I'm walking around at the shows, they're like, "Hey, I watch your videos," or "I really love your videos," or "I'm a fan," or they say "Beaches Lowriders" or whatever, and I hand them the sticker. I'm like, I'm all here, and if I have the stickers on me, I say, here's a sticker. I hand them a couple stickers, and they're like, "Oh, thank you." So it's a matter of like they acknowledge me or say something,
Yeah.
then I'm like, "Oh, here's a sticker," and then like I'll put them out on the table and stuff like that for someone to have. So now, and the only stickers I have right now, but so now one of the things I've been trying to talk to some people about, but is so I have the custom Vida stickers, right? And obviously I'm trying to build this brand for the podcasting and everything else. So people come up to me, "Hey, do you have any stickers?" So I'm like, yeah, I have a sticker, and here's my other sticker for my other website. So I'm handing them both.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not a clear sticker. This is just with a white background. But the point being is, honestly, this is one of the best networking things I've ever done with stickers. When people recognize you or you want them to remember you, stickers every time.
Good advice right there.
Yeah. So I mean, people like they have like that smart business card thing that you could scan with your phone, or that's all unnecessary. Not even half the people I know don't even know how to use their phone ring. I know people that have car shows that don't even know how to use their phone ring.
Yeah.
So the scanning it or using the code, all that stuff to get all your website stuff, that doesn't always work for everybody. But a sticker, it works for anybody. Period.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, and I actually use an online a sticker place I found online. It's called Sticker Mule.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, they're probably not the cheapest, but like I've tried to use some of the local guys that do stickers and labels, but none of them do stickers. None of them. It's too expensive for them to do it. That's why I end up paying a lot of money for mine. Because even if I'm support a local company, they don't do the clear stickers.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing with stickers.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody. I mean, even like I said, when I do have them and people ask for them, and it's like I still get someone. How much are they? How much are they? I'm not selling them to you.
Yeah.
I've made bigger stickers, like a 10-inch sticker that I did sell for $10, but I only have like 2 of those left, and I've saved those for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think last time we talked about camera equipment. I've updated some stuff when we did the Custom Vida podcast. We were talking about I was shooting with I used the Rebel T8i with my 24-105. But now I got the R6. I mean, it's banging it out, man.
Yeah.
Definitely a big difference. So I've been looking at an 85 millimeter lens. I don't know, man. So to try to get some crazy shots. So
what lens did you get with it?
This came with the 24-105 as well. So this is a EF 24-105, and then this is the RF.
So mostly. So with the the RF lenses, I have the adapter. So I have the 24-70.
Okay.
And then I have a Sigma, which is my wide angle.
Yeah.
It's like a fisheye, but it shoots. I think it shoots. I mean, it's right here. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like 14 to 24.
Okay.
But
and I have EF here. This is just a L17 to a 40 as well. So sometimes when I get that way, I try to use that.
I like the wide. Like, here's my old lens. This is an old lens of mine. This is before I got the full frame.
Okay.
And this is a third party lens. It's a This is a $500 lens, and this was my favorite lens because it's a wide angle. But this one was 16 to 11.
Yeah,
it was real wide. But and that was for my crop sensor. But anyway, so I invested in just recently. So long story short is I had the RP, the Canon RP, the small version.
Yeah.
I actually bought it from my homeboy that was supposed to be my assistant, but he's
Okay.
literally never took the damn camera out of his bag.
Yeah.
So I confiscated that shit back. I paid for it. So I confiscated it. And now I use it. But anyways, what I bought for it was these are the, what do you call it? This is the 16, the wide, and then this is the new Nifty 50 and this is for the RF. And these are they're, what do you call it? I can't remember the damn name.
Like a
they're not zoom.
lens. Yeah, they're pancake, essentially. So
they're single. So so these are just for that. This is just a 16, and then this is just the 50. The Nifty 50. They're beautiful freaking lenses, and I think the 50 was like 300, and I think this is like 199, something like that.
Okay.
But I'll tell you right now, these are great if you're just, kind of just like doing a run and gun kind of a setup. Because I tell a lot of people, and I was trying to tell some other people that how do you do this or how do you do that? I said, you walk closer. So you don't always have to have a zoom lens. I mean, the thing is, sometimes you have to get close to a car, right? I mean, you've got the GoPro, you're not like trying to do it hella far away. So, I mean, at the end of the day, when you get one of these, you just get closer. Or you get farther. You can't get too close. But
when you have a full lens on it, man, it gets heavy. The pancake lenses are nice because they're like, I was running around for a while with the 24 mil on my my T8i, and I mean, I loved it. It's just the depth of field. It's nice when you're able to do the zoom to get that blown out background. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get into now. So trying to set everything up. So
video. That's why. I have my 24/7. That's what I shoot with mostly. That's what I do my photo shoots with for the majority of anything, and my Sigma too, because I can go to 24 if I have to, and then I go wide. But these I actually got them for doing video.
Okay.
For just doing video, and then I have the Ronin, so also is the same thing, reducing weight.
Yeah, and I haven't done any video on my my Canon yet, so I mean I got that Volta for the GoPro. Man, I can shoot a show all day with the GoPro 10 and not have to change the battery, and that is nice. So I think I have like a 400 gigabyte memory card in there. Don't have to worry about getting anything new, and I could shoot all day without ever having to swap a battery, which is nice. And then typically I'll have the number 7 shot on my hot shot, so or on the hot shoe, so that'll be there. And then for those patterns. Oh shit! Look at that.
So I got the Karma grip. But go on, and I'll tell you about this afterwards. Funny story.
A lot of the patterns I shoot with. This is just the original DJI. I got a DJI Mini 3 coming in. Hopefully within a day or two. So, but the original one, I mean, I shoot all the patterns for the roofs, and I haven't seen anybody else do that. It's at first I didn't know what I was doing because. Honestly, the lowriders look best from the ground. Drone shots I see at shows, people like to fly their drones. The footage never looks good. Occasionally, you might find something that's like, okay, that's cool how he did it. But honestly, the only thing, if a car's patterned out and you're just kind of zooming up with like that, that's the only thing. And I just was out there one day and I was like, oh, this is working. So, and just trying to kind of get those angles because from the sky, lowriders don't look good. You got to be on the ground.
I mean, you can't see anything. Yeah, and you did it. I think you did it perfectly right because
I appreciate it, man.
Like, that's why I haven't invested in a drone because I don't see the value. Like maybe if I go back into weddings and stuff, I'm probably going to invest in it. But I think that I might be able to get my son to start playing with that and like being creative with that himself because he wants a drone. But I mean, for me, I don't even have the time. Like, I'm so running around all the time.
That's how it is, man.
I don't like the standing still when I'm at an event.
Oh, 100%. How do you feel about when people come up to you and kind of talk for like a little too long? Like, everybody just always wants to come up, and next thing you know, you're like, damn, I wasted like 30 minutes, and all these cats rolled in, and I missed all these cars.
Well, I mean, the thing is I don't mind the conversation, and I'm long-winded. I am. And the thing is, I have this, like, I just go. And, and I'll sit there and talk to people. And not everybody, like sometimes I don't get to talk to a lot of people, and then I have to like I, I end up messaging them on Instagram or Facebook, and we catch up then. But
Yeah.
there's some people that will start talking to me about some weird stuff, and I
Yeah.
just
All
kind
the
of
time.
myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, if it's I seen so today there was a '77 Monte Carlo. There was a stock two tone beige and white. My uncle used to have one just like that, and then there was a '78 Impala, and I used to have a '77, and I had a '77
Yeah.
Caprice. So I was sitting there but I wasn't in a hurry either. So I
Yeah.
was sitting there and I started talking to the guys. I'm like, dude, I had both these cars. Like basically, I had a '75 actually Monte Carlo. But
Yeah.
point being is yeah, I'm sitting there when I have when I can, I'm talking. When I'm running
Yeah.
around, I'm running around, and I always tell people like I don't mean to be
Yeah. I do the same
I
thing.
got
As soon
I
as I
got to
start talking to
do.
them, hey, if I run away from this conversation, it has nothing to do with it. I gotta go catch
Yeah,
this real quick. I'll be
yeah.
back.
Somebody
I'll
starts
catch you.
hitting quicker,
But
and you're like,
oh,
I'm
gotta
out.
go.
You know.
Yeah.
Yep,
I'll see you.
exactly.
1 second. So.
So I want to bring up this thing because so today somebody asked me about it. Like, what is that? Like, oh my god! Like, and the thing is it's a GoPro. This is a GoPro here, and this is the Karma Grip. They try to do a drone that
Yeah.
failed miserably, but
Yeah.
it's a gimbal. We all, it's whatever. This is what I use, and I know a lot of people that bought this that don't like it, take it back and everything.
Yeah.
So I literally in San Jose when it came out, I searched it. Best Buy had it. They said they had two. I ran there. They're like, we don't have it yet. I'm like, no, it says you have it. They went to the
Yeah.
loading dock and they said, oh, we have two. And I said, I know. Then I want one right now.
Yeah.
And I bought it the minute it hit the store. So um, originally I had to buy the adapter because I originally had the four black.
Okay.
And then this is the five, which is actually the sound quality on this thing is horrible. Anyhow, I've had people ask me, what am I scanning for when I'm using this?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what are you scanning? What are you scanning
You got
for? I'm
you
like
got to scan for all
a
the
phone.
lead in the
I
trunks.
mean,
Lead. Everybody with the weight in the
I
trunk,
want
man.
the camera. Yeah, so this is my go-to. And I even one
Yeah.
time I was wearing my media pass for one of the super shows, and I was using this, and someone said they gave you a media pass for that camera.
I, honestly, a lot of it comes into post production. It comes, I mean, post production, and then like we talked about, somebody can shoot with a cell phone. Yo, I could name a
Yeah,
couple people that killing it with cell phone. It's it's the skill
me too.
level. So I mean,
Dream on shoots with a cell phone. If you see his work,
right?
it's
Dream On is one. Brooklyn John, well, he shoots with
yeah,
Sony now, but he was shooting for a long time with the iPhone, killing it with in comparison to everybody else. So,
and this is so. What I tell people is this is I'll get my general show footage.
yeah,
So if I'm doing a big car show, I have this, and I go get the bulk footage.
yeah,
So I'm walking down the aisle with it. When I'm done with that, then I go get my camera. I'm taking pictures, and I'm getting other footage as it.
yeah,
So I'm getting the models, I'm getting everything. That's not my go-to camera. If I'm doing a hop, I don't even use these. I don't even use the GoPro for like a hop because I feel I can stand away
yeah,
and safer distance, an easier distance. Sometimes if there's a lot of people in a hop pit, I see dudes with GoPros and the lens just doesn't fit. Like I could do
yeah,
way more with the handheld. And
yeah.
I even I got the Ronin and I thought, oh, this is gonna be whatever, but I really got it for more like weddings and stuff. But I found myself not using it very much, and I handheld my camera most of the time. So,
Okay,
and I tried all the different
yeah.
stuff and bowls and everything else. It's when you're running gun, it's handheld.
Oh, 100%. And honestly, the dynamic range of a full frame camera, it looks a little bit better than having everything in view of a GoPro, in my opinion. Because I
Hmm.
mean, you definitely see the difference. I appreciate it more. Most of my all of my video right now is all GoPro, and sometimes it's just
Yeah,
like, man, I wish it would look so much better if this was shot with a little bit more depth. So
Yeah.
Something I need to get
No, yeah.
into.
And I like to use different cameras, so I'll change
Oh
out
yeah,
and
you mentioned.
I'll do different lenses on purpose,
Yeah, yeah,
just to make a video have different to change up somewhere through it, or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
My homeboy that helps me with the video, he has a camcorder. It's an older camcorder, but it's a um, more of a professional. It's not the
Okay.
small ones.
Yeah.
This is a G20. It's a G20,
Okay.
and that camcorder. So he'll use that footage, and then a lot of times what I'll do is if we're at the same show and we split, like I just like go to that far end, I'll go to the far end. We meet in the middle, then after that we do whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then what I do is I'll when I put the video together, I'll put like 10 minutes of his, then I'll switch 10 minutes of mine because of his footage, 10 minutes of mine, and I mix it up. So
Okay.
and then
What are you editing with?
Adobe.
Adobe.
So
Okay.
yeah, I have the suite, but right now
Nice.
it's on the cloud and then the suite, and I have the full um the $79 a month full thing for the editing, and
Yeah.
it has everything Photoshop, it has Premiere
Yeah.
Pro,
The
it
master
has
suite. Yeah.
the Master Suite. And I was telling myself because I wanted to learn some other stuff, and I haven't played with it that much. I'm like,
Yeah.
so, but I'm paying to have access to everything, so
Yeah.
I
It's
gotta start learning
powerful.
how to use it.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
powerful tools in there. So you're
yeah.
using for your photos Lightroom, or you're doing individual through like Photoshop or
Lightroom,
Lightroom?
Lightroom,
Easy, right?
Lightroom.
Yeah. So.
It makes life so
I
simple.
just got hip to Lightroom probably within the last year, and it went from editing photos like 5 hours at a time to doing in like 20 minutes. It's like done. So
Yeah,
good to
it
go.
depends on how much you do, but yeah, it's nice because you just scroll through, and then a lot of times what I'll do, like say there's like two pictures you don't like, you just go back and
Correct.
just finish that thing, and
Yeah.
you click that one, then go to the next one, and just go, you hit the what is it, the I think previous,
Yeah.
and then it'll edit it as you edited the last picture.
Yeah.
So you can edit pictures and then just click previous and boom, and then you can play with it a little bit if you need to.
Yeah.
But it speeds up the process big time. And I
Yeah.
know people that are still editing on Photoshop. I'm like, dude, you're not. No, that's
No.
not for that. No.
No. It took me a while to get hip to it. I saw a lot of people last year when I was shooting. I was like, man, how are these guys putting out footage so fast? Because my first thing is getting the video out. So I'll try to get
Yeah,
the video out same night. And then I was like, yo, how are these people getting like good photos out in like such a short time frame? So then I would talk to them and said Lightroom. So hopped into
yeah,
Lightroom and like that.
yeah, yeah. So usually, like, so say I do a big show, I dump everything into the computer. It's the
Yeah.
first thing, and then maybe say like maybe I could be exhausted. I'm tired, so I'll just open it up in Lightroom. I'll look at a couple pictures of this one, this one, this one. I'll grab it, edit real quick, boom, put it on my phone, put them up. Bed. In the morning, I'm doing edit my video and everything else like that. So sometimes I'll just throw things up real quick,
Yeah.
and Lightroom is that simple. You just boom,
Yeah.
open it up, and it just makes it simple. So,
Yeah.
what's the next event? What next event are you gonna go to?
I think coming up, there's those dudes down in the Cincinnati, Hamilton, Ohio area. That's a
Mm,
nice one because the guys from those dudes have no issue kind of going out to any show, and they're heavy
yeah,
into the switch, so they're hoppers. So you catch them out in Arizona, you catch them out in LA, doesn't make a
yeah,
difference. And when they're in their home team, like in their home ground, I mean, they're trying to kind of show out a little bit. I mean, people come up from Miami, people come down from Toronto, Chicago, pull people from Michigan. So I mean, it's always a good scene. So I'm looking forward to that. That's the 27th of this month, so June or 26th, I
yeah,
believe. So that's always a good one. And then I believe the following weekend is Chicago. There's
mm,
Independent Car Club, and they have their Fourth of July show. That's always a good
no,
one. And then at the 10th, there's a couple shows that are kind of prospecting. I don't know if I need to kind of just relax that weekend or if I'm able to hit the road. But there's something in Chicago again. There's something in Toronto, Canada, and there's something in New York. So I mean, between those three, uh, there's three really good potentials. So, and then
no.
past that, there's a lot of stuff almost every single weekend. Like I kind of got overwhelmed when I saw you the messages the other day. I was like, yo, I don't know how this guy's doing this, not getting paid, being on the road every weekend, driving like 5 to 6 hours to hit these shows, and then upgrading equipment. I mean, this equipment ain't cheap, man. The
No, I
lens,
know.
I'm looking at lenses and stuff, and like $3,000 lenses, and then to just be out there, it's like,
The
whoo,
only lens I want that Canon, the 70 to 200, the compact one.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But but see, the thing is you spend $1,000 extra on the Canon name. So
correct.
so Sigma or Tamron will save you $1,000 off top
Correct.
qualities. That right now,
It's
Sigma
just
is a little better than Tamron.
correct.
Sigma is not.
The only downside to that is they're going to be lenses, and you're going to have to get the you have to convert them because they're not doing RFs yet. They're looking to the end of the year to let them out, and when they do, I'm sure I would like it. But yeah,
Yeah, I would say just use if you have uh, lenses already, use the adapter, and then if you want to get something better, the RF, wait till they come out with an RF because the Sigma lenses are beautiful.
oh yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. And
You
I
get the
have
nice
two Tamron.
bokeh, get that blown
Yeah.
up background.
So this is my Tamron. This is my 70 to what is it, 7200, and I had to have this lens serviced, and cost me $200 something. I had to send it to the East Coast to get it done because the motor was bad and it wouldn't work with my Canon R. So even with the adapter, it would not talk to the
Yeah,
camera. So later on, I found out there was a firmware. That's why I held on to my 80D. I held on to the 80D because this was the only way I could use this. So the they had a firmware for this, but you had to send it in. It was free for
mm,
them to do the firmware, but you still had to send it to the East Coast from here.
yeah,
And so when they did it, then they said, "Oh, one of your motor's not working correctly." And I'm like, "Okay." And then they're like, "Yeah, it's like 200 something bucks." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "I'll get back to you."
yeah,
So I thought I was just gonna firmware it and then send it back, and then I end up having to come up with the money and get that done since they had it. Might as well, and then they got it back to me. But now it works with my R, and I love it. I love
yeah,
having it. This is a I think that very beautiful shots, very clean and very spot on.
yeah,
And this is the older version. That's why too. But that's going to work with the R.
yeah. Yeah, I was looking at the Canon, the 70 to 200, because that's a 2.8, I think, and then
3,000.
yeah, I mean, there's that one, and that's what I'm saying. It's between that, or you can get a 1.2 85 mil, and it's like either one, it's the same price. You get a little
Yeah.
bit more of a focal point because you can go 72 to 200, which can give you that, but it's a 2.8 f-stop, so you'll get
Yeah, I
more
did a lot of
blown up.
research. When I got the Tamron,
So
they did a comparison, and you have to like zoom in
yeah,
to the very
pixel peeping. Yeah,
to even see a difference. So I was like,
yeah,
screw it, but you like $1,000 difference just having a Canon.
yeah, yeah,
So I mean, but people don't realize that. Like this was like a $1,600 lens
yeah.
when I got this. And that was a few years back. And then, like I said, people just don't realize some of these the lenses, in the end of the day, cost more than the cameras across the
100%.
board.
It's the glass, especially if you get good glass. So I mean, yeah. So anybody listening out there, any show promoters or anything like that, anybody hosting a show, man, we're not shooting with cheap stuff, man. We're helping promote you for next year with the best, most expensive glass out there with some
Yeah.
top-notch equipment. So, and all you
No,
guys
yeah,
see is the pretty pictures at the end of the day or the pretty video, and so it's a little bit more to that than just shooting on a cell phone. So
yeah. Now
even the software alone, I mean, you're spending $1,200 roughly just in software. Not
yep,
talking about your external hard drives or anything like that. I just went to go pick up
yeah.
another external today. I mean, not talking about
That's
that.
what they're telling you about that too. It's like,
Yeah,
yep. Like I spent before the pandemic, I bought a home computer. This monster cost me $2,500.
yeah,
You know, it's like smooth like butter. It's, it's 32 gig RAM. I mean, it does editing, loading, everything. Man, it's fast.
Yeah.
My laptop that I used to use, that I've had rebuilt several times, is fast. It used to be fast. It's probably better than an Apple computer, but it was only 16 gigs. And now when I use it, it's freaking slow to me. So
Yeah.
when I travel and sit on the road, I'm like, this thing's slow.
Yeah.
And then I use the phone computer and instantaneous.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy. I mean, it helps, especially, I mean, we're just trying to get the content out that fast. So anytime,
yeah,
any buffering time or processing time, it definitely adds up.
I pay for
So
some of the highest internet I can get.
yeah, yeah, to get
Yeah,
that footage.
just
I
just
mean,
so I can have that speed to get my videos up to YouTube.
yeah,
I mean, I run my TVs and I stream
yeah,
movies and stuff. But that's the whole point. Like, we pay for all these things, and people don't always get that. Like, we're investing in ourselves, and the dream is if someone will pick us up and say, old people to start, getting, say, hey, look, you guys are helping out with our shows, not just a, a press pass,
yeah,
like bring us in as the head, photographer, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, we don't want to be like always be a specific for a specific event, but you know what? At the end of the day, I think a lot of people think like we make a lot of money, and
yo,
even people think I make a lot of money. I don't.
people have come up, like, I always hear through, like, third party people, like, yo, so and so was asking, yo, how much money you make? Yo, I make zero, 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 zero,
Yeah,
zero. I haven't made a buck. Honestly, I don't even like being on camera. A lot of times, people with the Kiloz brand that I have, I don't like
yeah,
to be in the camera. I want to show the content. I want to be behind the camera. I want to show you the show as short as possible so you can just kind of get it and you can keep moving. I want you to enjoy it, so I'm gonna throw some smooth music on it. I'm gonna take
yeah.
photos and in case you want to go back at a later time or upload some stuff. But I mean, it is what it is.
Absolutely, and you're doing interviews as well,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Whenever I get a
and
chance
everything.
to.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. You don't like to be on the camera too.
yeah,
You're behind the camera. You're asking questions. You're getting
yeah,
that feedback. And a lot of people don't understand that. I think when we're trying to convey anybody with your interviews and with my interviews, we're all people with a goal in mind. And
yeah,
with the lowrider community, it's the show is a lot deeper. It's not all a bunch of drug dealers, not a bunch of
nope,
gangbangers. Family men, we have kids. I mean,
100%.
I even when I watched your interview with Lowrider Lloyd, he talked about his kids and everything
Yeah,
else and family and how his priorities are this and that. You know, people just don't understand. We
yeah,
are all human beings. We just like our
yeah,
cars custom, like
yeah.
our life custom.
I
That's
love
custom Vida.
I love seeing people who break the stereotype. Like even this past weekend in Michigan, there was an attorney that had a lowrider. He had his Black Lawyers Matter shirt. I mean, my wife is an attorney. I'm an architect, so I mean, I like to
Yeah.
see people break the stereotypes. We're not a bunch of drug dealers. We're not. I mean, this legit money coming over here, not through photography though.
Mm.
So I mean, I'm not covering these shows, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's our struggle. But once again, so I appreciate you making the time. I know you got a lot of
Yeah,
things
no
going
doubt,
on
no
because
doubt.
you're traveling.
Yeah,
Um, like I said, I just one of the things is I want to do, and we can keep this ongoing. When we get a
yeah,
chance, is we get the video. You're gonna put your videos up. I'm put my videos up and stuff, and then I want to sit down and conversate. I have other photographers I'm gonna be doing this with. I mean, at some point, maybe there'll be a couple of us on here,
yeah, yeah,
and we'll talk shop. Talk car shows and low riding and videography and everything else, and give people some input about some of the events because some people want to know.
yeah. I
Some
agree.
people.
And then everybody that has any questions about kind of getting into it, I mean, if you're in your city, like you mentioned even earlier, if somebody's covering it, good photos, good video, I don't have to go. Yo, that's better for me. I mean, do your thing down there and shine. Like, if you have any questions about camera stuff, if you have any questions just in general, I mean, the more people covering shows, the better. Like, I
Yep.
have had people approach me, hey, do you have beef with so and so because they're trying to take pictures like you? No, they take pictures. Please take pictures. Take videos. Do whatever you can. And then they want to say, "Oh, well, you probably get paid for this, or they're getting paid for this." And no, it's all for love, man. I mean,
Yeah.
There ain't nothing.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, it's rare. It's
Yeah,
rare, and be real. That's what my goal. I'm like, I want to make money doing this, so this is all I'm doing.
yeah,
And but now I'm pushing also to do event photography. I've done weddings and stuff like that before. So, which for me, I mean, across the board, I think I want to do photography
yeah,
regardless. And really quick, and then I'll let you go. I got a little bored the other day, and I started looking for fields. I want to refresh some stuff, and so I look at some, videos on how to do this or how to do that,
yeah,
whatever. And so I start watching this video. It has to do with photography and stuff. And everything the guy said, and he's like a professional, and that's all he does. And he teaches. He's like a teacher too. Everything he said, I do already. And I'm
yeah,
like, but it's not an ego thing. It's a refresher. Like to me, it's like, okay, like I know how to
yeah,
do everything this guy said, and he's saying these are the basics or this is this and that,
yeah,
and it gives me that confidence, that refresher that I'm okay. I have experience doing those things, and so I know I'm kind of on the right track if this is
yeah.
what supposedly this is what matters
And I like
versus
going out there, even like photographers that I look up to, or when I see them, I'm like, yo, can I watch what you do in a second? Like, can I
Mm,
study for a little bit and see how you're kind of getting these shots? Because sometimes it's like, I'm a consumer of this content just as much as anybody else. I'm looking to see, yo, this was fire. This show was fire. Yo, how did he take this photo? Or, yo, this car is really detailed. Or, yo, that perspective, how they kind of got it, it's a nice shot. So maybe I could try to kind of do something similar. So always a
yeah,
student of the game.
absolutely.
So.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I just started watching different stuff, and when I started doing a lot of the video and everything, and I started seeing certain things in the videos that caught my attention, I was like, wow, like how did they do that? What were they using? And I'm
Yeah.
looking in the reflections of the windows and the
Yeah.
paint. I'm like, what kind of camera they got? What kind of
Yeah.
camera they got? They did that shit with a GoPro and a selfie stick, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
early
exactly.
for a while, a lot of people were trying to blur out their GoPros. I remember even that when there was a lot of people like that are really big on YouTube that are shooting our content that were blurring out a lot of their GoPros. It's like you don't have to hide
Yeah,
it. So, I
yeah,
mean,
because
it ain't a
they didn't want
secret.
people to think it's something so simple.
Yeah, you don't have to hide it. There's nothing to be
Yeah,
ashamed of, or it's not a super secret. It's just the more
yeah.
people shooting, the better, man.
Exactly. And like I said, I tell people to my homeboy, he I don't know, I always tell him he shoots like a grandpa. He just wants to hold the camcorder like that.
Yeah.
And it's you got to find style. It's like painting. It's like a paintbrush to me. It's like
Oh,
writing in
100%.
cursive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's writing cursive than just trying to trying to be all neat and perfect. It's not always about being neat and perfect.
Yeah.
It's just being creative, but finding what
Yeah.
works for you. So
And then trying new things. So,
yeah, exactly.
so
So, but all right, Kenny, I'm gonna let you go. I really do appreciate your time.
nope. Likewise.
And like I said, we'll get some events under our belt again, and then
Definitely.
we'll come back and we'll touch base and we'll talk shop.
All right.
So,
Perfect. Sounds good.
all right. Well,
All right,
you
man.
have a good evening. All
Likewise.
right.
Peace.
All right.
To see more, go to customvita.com.